live. Start recording. Greetings, fellow gamers. Welcome to the first live test stream of Splatterbomb Lounge Live. And I'm going to be testing out Dragon Quest to see how well this game holds up. So, I'm not going to take too long. I'm going to jump right in just to avoid any potential copyright situations. Despite the fact that this is only a test of the American broadcasting system. So let's venture forth. Just start this up. Okay. And I'm gonna fill you in on what's happening here. Okay. Message be, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, here's what, so let me give you the lowdown. Little history lesson here. Okay. So, basically what you're seeing here, was pretty much the original plan of Splatterbomb Lounge last year. Before I did the first recording video with Star Fox, and the game plan was that I was going to be live, and this whole setup was going to be the whole thing. Basically, it was going to be the whole show. And what happened is that I signed up for Twitch, and when I tested it out on Twitch, I got throttled badly. Like, when you want to talk about slowdown, there was massive slowdown. I mean, total stuttering, like the character's going like that. That kind of thing, as well as me, and of course the fish tank above. And that's pretty much for the most part what was happening. Of course, with Twitch being that I was a newly signed up Twitch user, they're not very kind to new Twitchers, new people on Twitch. You know, new Twitch accounts, because they want, you know, my kilobytes per second is at 6,000, but they cap it, you know, a little bit more harsher for new guys, and I couldn't get 1080p. I was at 720p. It was pretty much a nightmare. So I stopped. So I stopped for the most part. Let me just do this for y'all. There we go. So for the most part, and I tried as best as I could, but I really wanted to get Splatterbomb Lounge and the whole gaming channel going and everything. So I just forewent it, came over to YouTube, and just did recordings, and just stuck with recordings and threw them up for Splatterbomb Lounge. Then I tried Mixer, and I got the same result. I was getting throttled all over the place, and then 1 week later Mixer disappeared. I don't know how. So for the whole entire year, I was only doing recordings and no live streams whatsoever for of Splatterbomb Lounge. So the whole entire plan of Splatterbomb Lounge was that I was going to have do just like you've seen the shows. If you've seen Splatterbomb Lounge, it was going to be that, but I would have a chat. But I would have the chat here on the side, and the chat, and I would voice my characters that you see down there at the bottom. I would voice those characters and have them interact with the chat room and everything. That was basically the whole entire plan, along with a little scripting going on. As you have seen, if you've seen the recordings, there will be a little scripting in between. And essentially what ended up happening was that it was pretty much a blessing in disguise, because I kind of learned a lot from doing the recordings, many flaws to the gameplay. To both the gameplay and the show, the detriment of the show. So as you can see, there we go, where my fingers are pointing at. I voiced all 5 of these characters. And just voicing 3 was very taxing when I played games like Star Fox, Super Mario Bros. 3, Grip especially, because my brain stretched out thin. And what I mean by stretched out thin, I mean, imagine your brain managing 5 distinct personalities at the same time, and you're multitasking with gameplay, so to speak. So I'm playing the game. There we go. Let me just enlarge this for y'all. So I'm playing the game, and I'm trying to get my brain to communicate, to have the characters communicate with each other, and it's very hard to hold a conversation between all of them, because I'm like this. I'm gonna have to slow down the text there, but that's a whole different story. But that's me. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that anyway. But I'm like doing this while I'm trying to have 5 characters hold a conversation with each other. While having 5 characters holding a conversation with each other, and that kind of racked my brain, because my brain is trying to tell my fingers to jump and to run, or to drive, or dodge, or do a barrel roll, and it's very hard to do that. It was very hard to do all of that and manage all of that. It was a miracle that I was able to carry through. That I was actually able to carry through and at least give an ending. It's a bittersweet ending, but it's an ending. So that matters. So with that pretty much learned, having learned that, just checking here. Okay, so having learned that, I came to the conclusion that playing action games like Star Fox and sorry that I've been enlarging or shrinking. I'm just trying to monitor all of this along with the frames per second. But anyway, my point is that playing action games like Star Fox or Mario Kart or Super Mario Brothers while trying to speak through 5 different characters was not going to work anymore. So aside from the fact that I still have to deal with Smash Brothers, because there's 3 more DLCs and I still haven't decided on the Mii Fighters, there's not going to be any more action games in Splatterbomb Lounge. I'm figuring that the best way to go about it is JRPGs and games like visual novels, and any text-intensive game, because what I could do, because if you watch my playthrough of Takeshi and Hiroshi, I was voicing the characters. That was kind of like my first attempt at voicing the character, to see if that's something I can really do. And for the most part, I did. I had to drink a lot of water because my throat was killing me, but I was able to do some voices for the characters while I read through the text, and I feel confident that I could do that for JRPGs and other text-based games like visual novels and such. So basically, what I'll do is, the characters, they'll still be themselves and everything. Like, they'll be, when the show starts, there'll be an opening monologue, there'll be open dialogue. Probably read a chat or two if I ever get a chat room going. And then I'll jump into the game. and the characters will interact with the game as the game plays through. So they'll be doing voices, you know, like Bradley will voice the king, be like, "Come before me once more, when thou art ready to embark upon thy quest. I shall await thy return, brave Coqui-san." You know what I'm saying? Then I come over here to this guy and, well, get over here, you. To this guy, and then be like,
"Dost thou know aught of Princess Gwelin?"
yes.
"Brave Coqui-san, I beg of thee, deliver the princess from her plight."
See, like that. So you know that was Bradley. So that's pretty much Handy and Bradley. If I really want to be funny.
"To the east of the castle lieth a sizable settlement. Therein shalt thou find establishments offering weapons of armor, which will serve thee well upon the battlefield. Shouldst thou ever come to harm in battle, lay thy head to rest at the inn. Thy wounds will be healed or thou wakest."
Dude, if thou hast partaken of the contents of each and every chest, thou shalt by now have found the magic key. Use the key to open yonder door, and thou shalt lose it forever. Yet use it thou must. Dude. So yeah, that's pretty much it's gonna be the goal. And as you can see, you know, there's no action going on. You know, it's just all text heavy. Have the characters text, maybe throw in some ad libs here and there. You know, say something real dumb like, "Come before me once more, when thou art ready to embark upon thy quest, and grow a pair. I shall await thy return, brave frog." You know, something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the lessons I learned from doing Splatterbomb Lounge, from doing Splatterbomb Lounge recordings. So this will be a little bit more easier, and voicing the characters will be even more fun because the characters will get to portray the Splatterbomb characters will be portraying the video game characters and so on. And so that's pretty much the direction I'm gonna go with. It's going to be very, very heavy on these types of games because I don't have to worry about action movement or anything, and the characters, and I could have the characters banter with each other as fights go on or something like that. Or something like this. "Frog, why are you going into the chests? You are stealing money." "No, I'm not. I'm not stealing any money." "Yes, you are. You see, you are a thief." "Why?" "But you're a thief too, Bradley." "I am a sky pirate. It is a profession." See, something like that. Something like that. Some random banter or stuff like that. Now, there is one extra little addition that I'm doing for the show that's not done in recordings. Now, this is the typical layout that I've done with the recordings. Up above me is the fish tank, and then over to the upper right is the upper left is the gameplay, and then right here where I'm at is the video camera. And the idea is that you get to see me voice the characters live and see how I and see me in action and so on. But I decided to do a little something for you guys, so that way you can have a little bit. Because I was one of the big debates that I've had before starting Splatterbomb Lounge was whether I should be on the camera, on screen or not. Myself, my face, saying that I have this camera. And I know that there are people like VTubers or people like Arlo, where he's off screen but he's doing his voice. So I know that those are possible and everything, but it was kind of like up in the air because I wanted people, I really wanted to be on screen to voice, because I thought that would be an interesting thing, stand out from all the other Let's Players, other YouTubers, by being on the screen. You see me voicing right there on the spot, right there in real time. But I also wanted to do something like this. You see, now what I wanted to do here was, have just only the characters on the screen there, and just play right on through. And for you, the viewers, you know, you could concentrate squarely on the 5 characters and the game screen. So I was kind of like up in the air, but then but since I have this unique advantage, since I got this unique advantage now, since I'm playing JRPGs, that there's no reason for me to play the whole entire game on the small screen, you know, on the smaller screen up here. So I decided, let me try doing both. So during break time, I'll be here, so that way you can all see the world. You can see me. I'll interact with you in the chat. You know, take a quick water break because the throat can get very exhaustive, and you can have the context as well of what's going on. And then when I return to the game, I jump back over to here, and then resume, and then I just resume like so. Okay, so I would resume the gameplay while it's on the screen, so that way you all can have a stronger focus of the gameplay and the characters in relation, and I don't come off like a distraction, and the fish tank won't be a distraction for the duration of the gameplay, and you can be able to enjoy the character voices, connect with the voices, so on. It looks like and connect with the voices and focus on the gameplay. So it's not that bad of an idea. It's not that bad of an idea. It's pretty ambitious, I will admit. But yes, this is the whole plan for Splatterbomb Lounge Live. And then see, I stop and I return here, and then we got the fish tank, and then I'm looking at the chat room and voicing my characters, talking to everybody in the chat room. Okay. So this was really the intended plan from the very beginning. Let me zoom in. Let me just zoom in so I can talk to all of you. So this was the intended plan from the very beginning for the live stream, and I think this was that getting throttled was a blessing in disguise, because it really allowed me to see what I was doing with Splatterbomb Lounge, where I was going, what direction I was heading, you know, the direction the trajectory, and so on. And I'm glad that happened, turned out that way. And it also made sure if I really was serious about doing this. And ultimately, in the end, you know, after doing all those recordings, I felt and how much it took to go through, you know, getting those recordings together, that the live stream was a much better idea. Because once I started doing Coqui-san Freelance Gamer, it was a world of difference, especially with the way that, I went about it. If you've seen how I engage with Coqui-san Freelance Gamer. And the other problem is that I was having too with doing recordings was that the encoding would copy and paste. So it was copy and pasting the same video. So a 5 gig video, and then it copy pasted another 5 gig video, so that we could go into the program itself, and it was just eating up my space. Not just only in my computer, but also with my disk drive to back up. So the live streams just really cut the middleman out. But the only shows that are going through the recordings is my research videos and my video books that I've been doing over at Arcana Magi Official. So that's actually pretty interesting, that 2 recordings involving my intellectual property works, where I'm actually doing actual working of my IPs is front and center on the recordings, while this whole thing here with Splatterbomb Lounge, it's pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious how that all panned out. Oh man. So let me zoom out. Okay, and give you all a quick tour. So, let me first give you the statistics. Right now, on my OBS, I'm 20 minutes into my live. I'm recording right now, 20 minutes in. My CPU is clocking in at around 39 to 40%. My frame rate is at 25 to 26 frames per second. So I'm already under, just under, well, I'm pretty much 5 points under 30 frames per second. So this is what I was talking about in terms of the throttling. And my kilobytes per second is at is between 5,900 and 6,100. It keeps jumping up and down. And like I said, the key reason why that's happening, in a sense, is because I have the fish tank, which is a VLC recording. I got the game itself, which is running through Elgato game capture, and I got the Logitech webcam here running on. Now, perhaps one of the things that I may have I could do. Let me check my Logitech here. I hope it'll let me do that while I'm live. Okay, so my resolution on my Logitech camera is 1280 by 720, and given that I might let me see here. So, and I have the frame per second output set to match output, so maybe I might tinker around with it. I do want to keep it at 720, even though it might not be necessary, because I'm not really going to enlarge the Logitech camera. It's just going to be in this pocket corner, and for the most part, it's not going to be on screen all the way. So I might consider shrinking it down to 480 and switch the FPS to just straight 30. Ah! That's not supposed to happen. No, my Logitech went crazy. Let me fix it up here. Aha! Exposure. There we go. Yeah, it just changed the exposure all of a sudden. So, yeah, I'll have to make some adjustments. But, part of the tour. So, right here, as you can see the 5 characters. If you look up at the fish tank, that's where they are sitting in relation to the television screen, which is what the game screen you're seeing here represents. Especially when I go into the main game screen itself, so that way you can see where they're placed at. Now, this the fish tank is actually live. It's a live recording VLC. That runs on a loop, and basically the idea of Splatterbomb Lounge is that all the characters are in Splatterbomb Lounge playing video games, and you got all these Splatterbomb characters interacting with each other, running around. They, think of it as like, that's why I call it the fish tank. They're just floating around and hanging out and moving around and everything at intervals. So, and that's to help give Splatterbomb a little bit more world to work with, and given the way that the game screen is widescreen, it was very difficult to not have so much empty space. There's like premium space. I mean, I could just go full screen, which is true, but to explain better, one of the reasons why I don't do the full screen, I tried doing Elgato. Okay, you know what? I'll give you a good example. Because I've seen a lot of gaming videos that are like this. Just to give you an example, they're like this, and they cover up a lot of the heads-up display on the game screen, and it's not, and I know it's not intentional or anything. I'm sure that many of them are using the Elgato's program, and it kind of makes me irk that Elgato doesn't have this kind of setup that OBS has, where I can have multiple screens connected with that can multiple screens that I can shrink and enlarge. You know what I'm saying? Like here, I can enlarge this. See, I could do it like this. I could do it like this, like everybody else, but but again, my box here is blocking the game, and I like to see the entire game. Personally, my personal preference and opinion, I like to see the whole game screen. I want to see the whole game screen, especially when you have certain things on the corners that you don't get that you won't be able to get to see. Not every show gets lucky like Maximilian Dood, because of the way fighting games are laid out, he's able to put his camera screen dead center between the combo meters, those fight meters at the bottom of the screen. But when you have a game like, say, Super Mario Odyssey or Dragon Quest, for example, I mean, I'm covering up this whole entire part here, and you don't get to see that. I don't get to see the whole screen. And there's already so many videos where games are full screened, or where games are full screened, or like this, or like this. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm competing against, and I do want to stand out. And I've seen a lot of people do VTubes, VTubing and everything, but that's already compacted. That's already compacted. I mean, I'm tempted. Don't get me wrong, I'm tempted. I mean, all I have to do is just take Coqui-san, digitize and get a face cam, and then I'm Coqui-san. But I don't know. I don't think that's really my league there. I don't think that's my. I'm not confident that that's my area to engage in. I feel like this is my area, especially since I do character voices, and I got characters from Splatterbomb, and I can voice the characters from Splatterbomb and do something like that. But I wish that the Elgato program that comes with the Elgato game capture cards would allow me to manipulate these game screens here, because the Elgato actually gives me not just only 1080p but 60 frames per second with no problem. And I'm very curious if it's very much possible for me to pull off these three moving parts in the capture program, itself at 60 frames per second. But because I can't do it, but because they don't let you do that, I gotta rely on OBS, and OBS is pretty finicky because I'm at 20 frames per second because I got three moving parts happening, and I don't want the fish tank to be a still screen. That's not fun. It's not really fun. It's fun when you get to see the characters move around, and it gives the Splatterbomb world life. There's life behind it. If I had a much stronger computer with NVIDIA, I'm sure, I'm sure I wouldn't be having any of this problem. I probably would be clocking in at 60 frames, hands down. But unfortunately, I'm on low tech. I'm operating on QuickSync. Let me check here. Let me just take a quick look here. Okay, let's see. What's my what am I on? Let me see. Where is video? No. Oh yeah. Maybe you have to change the. Well, no, I don't want to. I'll worry about that later. Yeah, QuickSync. I'm on QuickSync H.264. That's what I'm streaming on. My target usage is speed, profiles main, keyframe interval is at 2, rate control CBR, bitrate 6000 kilobytes per second, latency is normal, B frames at 2. Those are my stats. So if any of you are watching this recording and got this far and heard these stats, give me your opinion. I'm sure your opinion will be get the NVIDIA. I know, I gotta get the NVIDIA. But if you know anything about QuickSync and how I can be able to really max this out, I'm on single computer. I don't have multiple computers. I don't have two computers. I'm on single screen here. So if you've got any ideas, you know, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Okay. So so right now I'm just streaming for 1 hour to stress this out. The next stream I'm gonna try 2 hours, and then third stream I'm gonna try 3 hours, because being that these are JRPGs and given that these are JRPGs that I'm dealing with, they're very, very long games. They're very long games, and you know, it's not fun if I only play 1 hour and I don't even get far in the game. So especially if I gotta do level grinding, which is a very big habit of mine. Just to give you a little gameplay here. I'm not even gonna keep this this data. I'm gonna start it from scratch when I'm ready for a show. When I'm ready to do Dragon Quest. But basically, it's very rough on the edges with quick sync. I mean, it's amazing, hands down. It's amazing, but that quick sync actually gives the quality that it does. I was very surprised. From what I've read, you know, from what I watched in YouTube videos about quick sync, you know, it's like mediocre, well, or worse. I mean, it's like Nvidia's like, I forgot what the other capture cards were, not just Nvidia, but the fact that quick sync that I have here gives the level of quality that it does is nothing short of amazing. And especially when I use the Elgato program at 60 frames per second, when I see it on the VLC, it's like, wow. That's why I wish the Elgato game capture program would let me do this type of setup. So it pretty much stinks. Wow, I did taper off. I mean, I was talking about I forgot. I was talking about my thoughts on the screen. Well, I guess I got my point across regarding, you know, overlays. So this is pretty much what Splatterbomb Lounge looks like overall. This was going to be the whole entire show, but you know, I really wanted to do this one, to do this as well. But you know, I wasn't sure. But this is what it looks like. You know, the characters are walking. You know, they're all walking around. Here we go. Dude, a slime appears.
Oh, he looks so cute.
Kill it. Kill it all with all you got.
1 damage. You're weak.
Ha! I did 3.
You stink. Oh, only 1 experience point.
Pathetic. At least you got 2 coins, dude. Now, another thing I'm gonna test out right now is see how well the show 22 frames per second. Wow, that's gonna be insane when I play a game like Dragon Quest XI or Ys Origins or Valkyria Chronicles. I'm gonna really have to make some serious adjustments probably I'll definitely make the adjustments on the Elgato. So how will the show play out? So the way it's gonna work is that there's going to be a blank screen when I start up. Then I'm gonna do the intro. Then jump into this scene. Then then when I'm ready to game, I go into the game scene, and then there'll be the outro. This is all from Splatterbomb Lounge that you saw last year, but but I'm not using the ending from the live mainstream. I'm using the ending from Short Side and Smash Fighter Ultimate. So so I'm gonna demonstrate how this will look overall. Greetings, fellow gamers. Welcome to the Splatterbomb Lounge at the Splatterbomb in Splattertown, USA. I'm Coqui-san.
My name's Sandy.
This is Bradley. Spray constant name. May the righteousness be with you.
Here's Roller.
And we're here with the JRPG playthrough of Dragon Quest. Continuing on this long, tedious, and highly difficult adventure to save the wonderful princess. Yeah, something like that. See, and then do the game. We jump on into the game. We start playing. This is a long walk. Yes, it is a long walk. Can't you run? No.
How can you not run? Oh, she's not.
Is she the princess of power? This is not He-Man. How disappointing. Dude, you survived.
Oh, you got 4 gold coins. Lucky.
Then I will jump back here. Break time. Chat room. Hey chat, how you doing? What is the chat doing? What are they saying?
They're not saying anything. There ain't anybody in the chat.
Frog, you dragged me out here expecting to talk to a chat room. There is no chat room.
Disappointing! You fool!
Dude, don't worry. The Great Wave will shine. It'll guide everyone to your chat room. Then after I say goodbye and everything, I jump into the outro. And then I'll probably, hold on for X amount of time. I don't know. See what happens on that back end here with the outro. But yeah, that's basically how the entire show will play itself out. So, how far am I in? I'm at 37 minutes now. I'm very curious how it's all going to look at the end. It's gonna be interesting, but yeah. So I guess I could give a well. I guess the question is why all of this. So to tell you the truth, here I'll zoom in. I'll zoom in for this, so that way you can all hear carefully. So basically, this was never planned at all. Like, this was not at all in a plan in my life. I had zero intentions of doing gaming videos. I was trying to figure out what to do with my YouTube channel. It was originally called Studio Coqui, and I created it back around 2011, if I recall correctly. But I did some prototype presentation videos. I also did audio readings, which unfortunately I had to. Well, it's still in my channel. You just gotta go to the playlist, but you'll have to select playlist. But I had it in the front page of my channel, but I had to make room for Splatterbomb Lounge Live and its playlist. So, but it was going to be all about my game design and my books and at least that's what I originally did. But then it just sat because I had to deal with real world issues, life events that was going on in my life. Priorities. Let me just put it this way: life priorities. Always remember your life priorities. Doing YouTube and everything is fun and everything, but when you have priorities, you gotta focus on the priorities. And that's what I did from that outset after creating Studio Coqui, and just left it sitting there for a long time. And what happened was, back behind me, as you can see, is my novel, The Impossible Man, right next to that poster. And basically, once I got that in trade paperback in 2019, I kind of dusted up Studio Coqui and did some promo videos for it. And I still didn't know what to do with it. Then the plans that I had for my book ended up getting halted, because I had suffered a bad negative life event, and basically I was sidelined for 6 months. And when 2020 rolled around, I was back in action, and I started going to Barnes and Noble to try and recoup the lost 6 months, to try and see if I could do appearances, do book signings and such. And just as I was trying to figure out, because they gave me forms, and I was trying to figure out the forms, the world event happened. This whole entire world event happened. And along the way, for last year, part of my plans was not just only to deal with the Impossible Man, but I was going to start fourth drafting my next novel, and I was going to go back to language school, Japanese language school, because of this book, because of my novel, and the plans that I had for it. But the world event changed everything, because I had Splatterbomb. Did I have Splatterbomb pitched yet? No, not yet. I had Savage Strikers in submission queue with a publisher, and I was getting Splatterbomb ready for the next pitch, the next submission. And once this whole world event ended up happening, everything shut down. We all know everything shut down, and I had to make a conscious business decision, because I couldn't get to go to school to learn Japanese. Barnes & Noble was shut down, so I could forget about trying to sign up for book signings and meetups. The conventions were shut down, so I could forget about trying to sign up for those too. So basically, the whole entire business side just got scooched. And and as you can see, I got my prints of Splatterbomb up there as well. And it was like everything that I had spent years working on. The Impossible Man, I'll tell you the truth, this was written back in 2001, 2002. So it's very, very old book, and I was very happy to get into trade paperback finally, and I got my my next novel, which is supposed to be which is in the fourth draft right now, but that's also stalled because of the world event. But not knowing, I'm looking around. I know that there's publishers running around, but it's just that I can't do the business meetings that I normally would do. Being able to go to conventions and do demonstrations and everything. So I had to make a reactionary business decision, and YouTube was it, because I had a channel, and I got and this computer I'm using is new. It was completely new, and I was I caught up technologically speaking. I'm still maybe a year or two behind, but it was just enough that I'm able to do all of this on YouTube, and getting the bare minimum was good enough. I mean, I wasn't even when I got this new computer, I didn't even have YouTube or gaming or any of that in my mind. This was just to do my writings and take care of my game designs, and I didn't need the latest 4K 120 20 frames per second technology and everything, because I'm just using Microsoft Word. At the end of the day, I'm just using Microsoft Word, watching using YouTube, listening to music on YouTube, or just watching YouTube videos for research and so on. I didn't need all of that, and unfortunately, I do need all of that now. But this was overall a business decision that I had to make. Interesting. So this was a business decision that I had to make, and and this was just 100% in reaction. I told an acquaintance of mine that that this was not in my field. Doing YouTube videos, doing Let's Play videos was not in my field. Like not my profession. You know what I'm saying, in that sense. It was definitely neither in my field of vision. But you don't want to see your works just sit and collect dust and never getting out to the public. Not giving people a chance to really enjoy what you've created, and seeing their smiles and their entertainment. See them being entertained and everything. Try to make fans out of them and bring them into your journey, and have them watch you develop and grow and whatnot. Get them curious to see where you're going. And the world event royally screwed me over in a sense. So this was basically a business decision, more so than anything else. And a funny thing enough is that I did actualize what Studio Coqui was supposed to do, which was have game design videos, as you've seen in the author's research video. My research videos, where I'm showing you the game design of Savage Strikers and researching characters and showing the game's me working on the game and building it up. And in terms of the writing aspects, I created a writing channel, and I dedicated it to Arcana Magi, that had been working on for 11 years, since 2009, the whole entire universe. And then I created an all Japanese language exclusive channel just now, this past week. It's still called Coqui-san, but it's in Japanese. But I did put Coqui-san, and I did add it to the hashtag. So if you hashtag Coqui-san, you'll find the first videos there. But that one was definitely not in the plans of YouTube for Studio Coqui. But it was. But given what my business goals are, I think that was another good step to to realize it. I'm just hoping that my fluency will peak eventually, and I can be able to communicate more clearer and smoothly with the residents of Japan and anybody else who speaks Japanese. But yeah, this was basically a snap judgment call here, business call. And I was able to create merch on Spreadshirt for Splatterbomb, Arcana Magi, and The Impossible Man, which I'm very happy to have done. I'm very happy that I have all of this, that I've gotten this far with my IPs. So I feel like they're not crushed. I'm still trying to get Splatterbomb the board game a home with a publisher. The game is ready to go and everything. It just needs a publisher who can help me, iron out the development and iron out the any game mechanisms that need to be ironed out, and they take care of the heavy load. So, and then I got Savage Strikers, which underwent the transformation early last year before the world event happened. Thankfully, I was able to get some playtests in with live people, and really got a good look at the direction that I was confident was going to make the game better, which is what you're seeing right now. What else? I think that's I think that's all I got to say. So I don't really know if I've really come far enough or anything, but we'll soon find out once I start doing Splatterbomb Lounge and really actualize what I had originally intended last year for Twitch it's just unfortunate that Twitch really doesn't like my settings, doesn't like quick sync. I'm assuming that's why I get throttled a lot, but but being that I'm fairly new, because believe me, Twitch was the primary target. That was the primary target. I wanted to be on Twitch. I wanted to, because I know that's where everybody is at. But unfortunately, Twitch don't like my settings. So that's all I could do. So let's well, we've got 10 minutes to go, so why don't we explore a little bit. Let's see. No door may be open without a key, but alas, 'tis the curse of the magic key to crumble into dust after but a single use. Yeah, I just don't like the fact that it's at 25 frames. I'm sure that if I tweak around the camera, try to reduce its settings, that'll probably rectify. Just getting at a steady 30 frames is all I need. That's all I need, is a steady 30 frames. As a matter of fact, I'm very curious now. Let me switch screens and see if there's a fundamental change here. Wow. Okay. It just jumped right to 30 frames and it's just locked in. And the CPU's under 20%. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I mean that's the truth. It's just I got 3 moving parts. I got the VLC video, the game capture card, and the Elgato and the Logitech. So it's trying to handle all 3 at once. But I don't think that. But I think if I just cut down the video, the camera, the Logitech, I think maybe I could get it up to 30 frames. But man, that's just like it just snapped into place like it just flicked up to 30 frames and it's just sitting there. That's amazing. I can't wait to see the video post right at post. You know what I mean, post. But another thing is let me just let me get myself on here. Another thing is, let me see here. Yeah, it dropped down to 22 frames once I came back here. Yeah, so like I said, I've been up in the air to decide between having this setup or what you just saw with the game screen. Because I'm sure that if I do the game screen, I could get 60 frames per second, hands down, with no problem. I don't know, but I'm willing to do both. And like I said, this is just only briefly. I mean, I'm not even moving the characters around when I'm in this screen here. It's just to read the chat rooms, and then I jump back over and just play and then I'm back to gameplay. So it may not be that bad a thing. It might not be a bad thing. I may not have because I'm not, I'm moving it right now, because I'm just talking and I got characters standing around and whatnot. But all gameplay will be done through the game screen. It'll be done through this screen, and let's see. And the frame rate snaps back up to 30. CPU goes down to 15%. Okay, while in this screen here. And that's when the whole game is moving around. The whole game is moving around. It's completely on the move. And then when I'm ready to take a break, I jump over to the main show. The game is not moving whatsoever. And it's just me reading off the chats, drink a little water. Speaking of water, got here Horror Springs from Stephen King Country. Excuse me. Thank you for your understanding. But yeah, you see, I'm not moving whatsoever. There's no reason for me to move because this is the break area. Think of this as the break area, and I interact with the chat. You know, you get to watch the characters move around. Are the characters moving around? Oh, okay. It looped back. I'm like, why are the characters not moving around? Yeah, let me just move this up. Okay. You know? So this, you know, just take a few minutes. You know, try to talk to the chat room. I don't have to move with the game or anything. Okay, so you'll just be watching. You know, you'll be watching the lounge move, the fish tank move. You know, you see me voicing the characters, read off the chat, because I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I won't be able to do that. Read off the chat at the same time. And then when I'm ready to play, bam, we jumping in and we're moving around. We're doing all the interactions and everything. And then we come out, move around, circling around. Why are you circling around, Frog? I'm looking for an enemy. Why? So I can get some XP.
Your wish is granted! Why is the music so dramatic for a tiny slime?
I don't know. Dude, you're about to lose. Ha! Victory's mine.
Oh, what was that?
You reached level 2. Yes. Give me some strength. Ooh, got some XP. Yeah. And then I stop here. I'm not playing. I voice the characters. The fish tank goes on for those of you who are watching. And I talk to the chat room. Hi, chat. How you doing, chatter? Chatter 65289. Hello there, the flux capacitor. The flux capacitor said. And I'll probably do in my characters' voices too. It'll be like the flux capacitor says. You could do better, Frog. Why are you losing? that kind of thing. Alright, so yeah, I know I'm repeating myself, but I think repeating yourself 3 times will get into all of your heads and what's going on here. But yeah, but this is why I'm choosing JRPGs, visual novels, and other text-based adventures, because it's not fast. It's not fast-paced. It's not fast-moving, and I can be able to take my time. I can be able to have the characters interact with the game and each other and with you, all in one shot. So that's the excitement. So that's what I'm excited for. I'm hoping to be able to pull off and really get your viewership, your fandom, whatever it is. This is actually the first time that I got all 5 characters to fit in here. As you can see, I got space in between, but I think that might make sense in context when you notice the black borders on the squares above me. So it kind of looks that way. That's pretty funny that it worked out like that. That's working out like that, visually speaking. Okay, so looks like I'm almost done. So I am gonna try and tinker with the camera, so that way I could get the frame rates in this screen to be at 30, even though I'm not playing the game or anything. But the point is that I don't want stuttering. I don't want any anomalies. I need everything to be steady, 30 frames per second. And please, share your thoughts if you've watched this recording, and tell me if you think that I should do both, or if I should just do this screen, or pick or do this screen, or if both is fine. Doing both is fine. Doing both is fine. I really would like to. I really would like to have that kind of input, so that way I can be able to gun it. See what happens. We'll see what happens. Everything's gonna be trial and error, as always. Alright, so that's it for the stream, for the test run. Thank you all for joining me, and you'll have a good night and a buenas noches. Let's try out that outro.